Have you ever been sitting on the couch, completely lost in your phone, when your dog quietly places a paw on your arm? Maybe it happened while you were eating dinner, maybe while you were watching TV, or maybe they reached out just before you got up to leave the room. Most of us barely think about it. We smile, scratch behind their ears, maybe whisper, "What's up, buddy?" Then we go right back to whatever we were doing. But what if that tiny moment wasn't random? What if your dog wasn't simply asking for attention? What if they were speaking to you in one of the clearest ways they know how? The truth is, a dog's paw can carry a message far deeper than most owners ever realize. And here's the surprising part. The meaning changes depending on when, where, and how they touch you. Sometimes it's affection. Sometimes it's trust. Sometimes it's comfort. And sometimes it's something your dog desperately hopes you'll understand. By the end of this video, you'll never look at that gentle paw the same way again. In fact, there's one type of paw touch that many loving owners accidentally ignore every single day. Once you discover what it really means, you'll probably respond very differently the next time it happens. Let's begin. When seeking someone's attention, various methods can be employed, ranging from shouting and waving to calling their name, or gently tapping them on the shoulder. The latter approach, which requires a level of confidence in the other person's awareness, mirrors the communication strategies of dogs. These animals possess a diverse array of signals to express their needs, including barking, whining, jumping, or nudging with their noses. However, when a dog chooses to place a single paw on you, it signifies a deeper level of trust and a belief that you will notice them without the need for a more demanding display. This gentle form of communication reflects a strong bond, as it indicates that the dog feels secure enough to invite your attention quietly rather than forcefully. Moreover, the placement of the paw carries significant meaning in canine communication. For instance, when a dog rests its paw on your hand, it establishes a direct connection, almost as if to say, "I am here. Please acknowledge me." In contrast, a paw on your leg may convey a desire for companionship rather than immediate interaction, suggesting that your presence alone provides comfort and reassurance. This nuanced understanding of physical contact highlights the depth of the relationship between dogs and their owners, revealing that dogs do not feel the need to shout to be heard. They trust that you're listening. When an unexpected noise disrupts their environment, or unfamiliar guests arrive, or the overall mood shifts, your presence serves as a subtle reassurance that they are not alone in facing these uncertainties. This connection is further emphasized when a dog rests its paw on your chest, drawing near to the rhythmic sound of your heartbeat, which is one of the most profound signals they can perceive. Dogs are instinctively attuned to consistent and reliable bodily cues, and many owners observe that such contact often leads to a gradual calming of their dog's breathing and muscle tension, suggesting that your tranquility influences their own. Additionally, when a dog reaches out to your face, it is a significant gesture that warrants attention. Your face is a primary source of emotional cues for them, encompassing your eyes, expressions, smile, and voice, elements they have meticulously learned to interpret over the years. This act of touching your face signifies a deep level of trust, indicating that they feel secure in your presence. Each movement carries its own significance, and while it may appear simple, the underlying meaning is profound. 2. This behavior originated before your dog recognized you. Long before your dog became familiar with your name, engaged in playful pursuits, or relished the thrill of outdoor walks, they were already expressing themselves through their paws. This behavior commenced even before they had the ability to perceive their surroundings. Newborn puppies enter the world entirely reliant on their mother, with their eyes closed and their hearing not yet fully developed. During those initial days, tactile sensations serve as their primary means of communication. One of the first actions puppies exhibit is pressing their tiny paws against their mother while nursing. While this may appear to be a mere reflex, it plays a crucial role in their development, forging deep associations in their growing brains with feelings of warmth, safety, comfort, protection, nourishment, and love. These experiences become intrinsically linked to physical contact, teaching them an essential lesson. touching someone I trust helps everything feel okay. This foundational lesson remains ingrained as dogs mature, even as they transition away from nursing and become more independent and adventurous. Consequently, many adult dogs instinctively reach out with a paw during tranquil moments, not out of a desire for food or rewards, but because physical connection has always been integral to their sense of safety. Research into the bond between dogs and humans has revealed that gentle physical interaction with a trusted individual can elevate oxytocin levels, the hormone associated with bonding and emotional security. Remarkably, humans experience similar physiological changes, indicating that a simple moment of contact not only soothes your dog, but also fosters a deeper connection between both of you. The moment a dog rests a paw on you, a subtle transformation occurs. Their eyes soften, their breathing slows, and their body relaxes, often accompanied by a long sigh. These seemingly minor changes are significant, indicating that they are not merely seeking contact, but are finding solace in your presence. This connection signifies that your companionship has become a sanctuary for them, a place where they feel secure and at ease. It is remarkable to consider that among all the individuals they have encountered and the various environments they have explored, they have chosen you as their source of comfort. This bond is not something that can be purchased or taught. It is cultivated through countless shared experiences, every walk, meal, and moment of reassurance. Over time, you have become intertwined with their sense of safety, not by replacing their initial sources of comfort, but by becoming an integral part of that memory. Thus, when your dog gently places their paw on you, it is not merely a request for attention. It is a profound expression of their connection to home. Dogs often respond to their owner's emotional states rather than their own feelings. There are moments when individuals may outwardly appear fine, yet internally they feel a weight of stress or tension that is not immediately apparent. Subtle changes, such as altered breathing patterns, tense shoulders, or a shift in posture, can go unnoticed by the person experiencing them. But these signals are easily detected by a dog. Unlike humans, who rely on verbal communication and facial expressions, dogs interpret a range of cues that we may overlook, including the rhythm of our breathing and the scent of our skin. Research indicates that dogs can even sense biochemical changes related to stress, such as fluctuations in cortisol levels, often recognizing these shifts even when a person attempts to mask their emotions. This deep connection allows dogs to perceive when their owners are not acting like themselves, prompting them to offer comfort, such as placing a paw on their owner, not out of a desire for attention, but as a response to the emotional atmosphere they have come to understand intimately. In moments of overwhelming stress, one may find themselves sitting in silence, grappling with emotions that are difficult to articulate. While a dog may not comprehend the complexities of human sadness, they possess an innate ability to sense when their beloved companion is feeling different. Their response is not to solve problems or offer advice, but rather to bridge the emotional gap with their presence, taking gentle steps closer to provide comfort. This act of companionship is profound. It transcends verbal communication and manifests in simple gestures, such as resting a head against a leg or softly nudging an arm. Such moments reveal that the true essence of a dog's support lies not in spoken words, but in their unwavering loyalty and silent understanding. They may not grasp the intricacies of human language, yet they often resonate with the emotions that lie beneath, offering a unique form of solace that is both beautiful and deeply reassuring. 1. The phenomenon of a dog gently nudging its owner during the night is often misunderstood by many pet owners. In the stillness of the night, when tranquility envelopes the home, a sudden touch from a dog can evoke feelings of annoyance or confusion. Many owners instinctively assume their pet is seeking food or attention, while others may dismiss the gesture altogether. However, this behavior often stems from a dog's heightened awareness of their owner's well-being during sleep. Dogs remain vigilant, attuned to subtle changes in their owner's breathing patterns, movements, and overall state, which they have come to recognize as part of their nightly routine. 2. When a dog senses something amiss, such as an unusual stillness or a change in breathing, their instinct is to investigate gently, often by using a paw to nudge their owner. This action is not a demand for attention, but rather a form of inquiry, as if they are silently asking, "Are you okay?" Interestingly, many dogs cease their nudging as soon as their owner awakens, indicating that their primary concern was not to disturb sleep, but to ensure safety. This behavior highlights the profound bond between dogs and humans, as well as the remarkable ability of dogs to detect changes in their owner's health, often alerting them to potential medical emergencies before they escalate. Not all dogs exhibit these protective instincts to the same extent, and not every nocturnal nudge signifies a health concern. However, these instances highlight a significant truth. Dogs are inherently attuned to the well-being of their loved ones, often more than we might appreciate. Each moment spent together reinforces a fundamental lesson for your dog. You're a vital part of their family, and your safety and presence are paramount. This is why, during the stillness of night, their instinct to protect can be triggered. It is essential to recognize that sleep renders any creature vulnerable, and in the wild, heightened awareness is crucial for survival. When your dog chooses to rouse themselves due to a perceived anomaly regarding your state, they're making a conscious choice to investigate, not for their own sake, but for yours. Remarkably, many dogs find solace the moment you acknowledge them with a glance, a soft word, or a sleepy smile, allowing them to return to rest, reassured that you are safe. The next time your dog gently stirs you awake, take a moment to reflect before assuming they're being troublesome. Instead, consider that they may simply be seeking confirmation of your presence. In those quiet moments, that small paw reaching out in the dark can represent one of the most profound expressions of love your dog can offer. When a dog persistently paws at you, it is not an act of stubbornness, but rather an earnest attempt to communicate. Imagine a scenario where your dog gently places a paw on your arm, but you remain oblivious, perhaps engrossed in your phone or work. As they repeat this action with increasing firmness, many owners might interpret it as a demand for attention. However, this behavior can be better understood through the lens of human communication. When someone calls your name softly and you do not respond, they typically repeat it louder, not out of impatience, but to ensure their message is received. Similarly, dogs initiate communication with subtle cues, a gentle glance or a soft paw, escalating their efforts only when these initial signals go unnoticed. This persistence is not a sign of frustration, but rather a hopeful endeavor to engage in a conversation that has not been acknowledged. Animal behavior specialists note that dogs typically communicate in stages, with louder behaviors like barking or whining emerging only after their quieter attempts have been disregarded. Furthermore, repeated pawing may not solely reflect a dog's needs. It can also indicate their awareness of your emotional state, such as if you have been unusually quiet or anxious. Consider the significance of a dog lifting its paw, an action that many overlook. Dogs are inherently designed for movement, with their bodies optimized for balance, speed, and rapid reactions. With all four paws on the ground, they maintain stability, allowing them to run in any direction and respond swiftly to potential threats. However, when a dog intentionally raises one paw, it momentarily sacrifices that stability, rendering itself slightly more vulnerable. This brief act is a conscious choice, reflecting a level of trust that is not characteristic of an anxious animal. By relinquishing part of their balance, dogs demonstrate their belief in the safety of their environment, particularly in the presence of their human companions. Trust transcends mere emotion. It is also a physical expression. Observing a relaxed dog reveals a significant shift in their physiology. Their muscles loosen, breathing slows, ears soften, and eyes lose their alertness. This transformation indicates a transition from vigilance to a state of rest, particularly when they are near those they trust most. Research has shown that dogs achieve their deepest relaxation not solely due to comfort, food, or fatigue, but primarily because of the reassuring presence of their humans. This highlights the profound responsibility and privilege that comes with being a trusted figure in a dog's life. When a dog rests its paw on you without urgency or tension, it signifies more than mere obedience. It is a profound display of emotional safety, illustrating the bond forged through countless shared experiences. Being in your presence has become one of the safest havens for them, a bond that is not formed instantaneously but rather developed gradually over time. This trust has been cultivated through countless shared experiences, such as enjoying meals together, taking leisurely walks, playing fetch, and finding comfort during stormy weather. Each reunion upon your return has added to this foundation, creating a multitude of small yet significant moments that have quietly accumulated. As a result, your dog has transitioned from merely cohabiting with you to viewing you as a reliable source of support. The essence of their gentle paw is not a simple request for attention, food, or play. Rather, it conveys a profound message of vulnerability and trust. This singular gesture encapsulates years of loyalty, love, and the mutual choice to be part of each other's lives. In reflecting on the bond between humans and dogs, it is remarkable to consider that this relationship began over 15,000 years ago, evolving naturally without coercion. The foundation of this connection was built on trust, which ultimately triumphed over fear, allowing generations of companionship to flourish. Each dog today embodies a fragment of this rich history, and every time they reach out to you with their paw, they are reaffirming that age-old choice of intimacy over separation, trust over wariness, and connection over solitude. Therefore, when you experience that gentle nudge against your arm, take a moment to pause, gaze into their eyes, and acknowledge their silent communication. One day, you may long for the comfort of that small paw resting on your hand. So, it is essential to cherish each quiet moment together. While these instances may appear mundane now, they will eventually transform into the cherished memories you hold dear. If this video has given you fresh insights into your dog's behavior, consider subscribing to Psychology of Dogs. Each week, we delve into the unspoken messages behind the actions of our furry friends, helping you understand what they might be trying to convey without words. Before you leave, we invite you to share your experiences in the comments. How does your dog express their affection by placing their paw on you? Is it on your hand, leg, or chest? Or perhaps they have a special way of saying, "I love you." We can't wait to hear your stories.